Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Kim and I am here with my week 6 update. So week 6, I returned from travel. I have some notes here in my trusty little journal about some things that I learned through week 5 actually, but into week 6. So let's get into it, shall we? So the first thing that I learned is to stop thugging it out. I had been thugging it out the first 5 weeks. And so what do I mean by thugging it out? It means I was going in alone. Like I wasn't really reaching out to my external support system or people who had been through this experience before. And so I really was just doing it on my own. I wasn't reaching out to my doctor and asking questions. I was just, had my same mentality of, yo, it's here. I'm just going to work through it. I'm going to thug it out. That's not the advice that I would give. So while I'm not in a support group, like I'm not in a Facebook support group, I did talk to some close friends and family that have had this surgery and just vent and just to share with them where I was and what I was doing, asking them for support. And so I would say, don't thug it out. Don't do that. My second thing is to celebrate your wins. Like celebrate your wins. So if you looked at my week 5 video, you saw that I got my ears pierced. So I always had the one hole, but I added 2 more holes. And so that there alone was just something that I've been wanting to do. And why not reward myself for being, 30 pounds down? So celebrate those wins. Shout yourself out. I have a good girlfriend. I posted a picture and I'll show you somewhere in this video. And I was like, girl, I'm fine. I looked at myself and said I was fine. So much so I showed it to my husband and was like, husband, look at me. And my girlfriend sent me a DM and was just big upping me. And I was like, thank you, sis, for the big ups. Like, I really do appreciate that. And while I am still at the beginning of my journey and I still have a ways to go, you got to celebrate the wins while they're there. And so whatever that is for you, celebrate that. The third thing is traveling, right? So my last video, week 5, you saw all of the traveling and things that I did. Well, when I came back, I went right back to work. Like I didn't take any time off and I worked a long day the next day.
Who is ready to have an amazing time tonight? Nope, I did not hear you. Who is ready to have an amazing time tonight? Now, I do want to warn you, I am the morning guy from Channel 2 Action News. I am up past my bedtime. So you get what you get tonight. Are you ready to enjoy yourself?
Of CIS of Atlanta, can you give our board another round of applause, please? What you just saw, that is the real work. It is what we do at communities of the schools in Atlanta. Without each of you and your support, so many students would be left behind. We thank all of you for helping us show our students what's possible. The mission of Communities and Schools of Atlanta is very simple: to surround kids with a community support, empowering them to stay in school and achieve in life. But making that happen is not easy.
That Friday, I had zero to give. And when I tell you all that between the traveling and being tired because I had not had any rest really, your girl was down. I was down for the count. And so that Friday, I thought I was going to do well. I did well for maybe half the day. And that rest of the day, I was zonked. Like, I was so tired. And so traveling for the first time, I am realizing, okay, always have a snack, always carry your protein, always have water. But upon returning, make sure that I incorporate some rest, right? My body is still adjusting to this thing. It's not gonna rock and roll like it did before. So I need to listen to it, and I need to make room to listen to it. The fourth thing is my non-scale victories. I had so many non-scale victories between week 5 and week 6 that I just totally was not expecting. So I have more flexibility. So, when you're stretching, so being able to do a quad stretch, before I would have to lean on something, propel my leg up to grab my ankle so that I could do a quad stretch. Now I can just stretch. I can just do my quad stretch. I can get up off the floor with a lot more ease. I can bend over to tie my shoe with a lot more ease. Like, I have more flexibility, which I was not expecting. The seat belts on the plane, I was not worried about the seatbelt. I had never gotten to the point where I needed an extension. I was almost there to the point where I needed to ask for an extension, but I didn't get there. And this time I'm on the plane and I got some stuff, some of the strap I can pull, and I still have room to give. The seatbelt. The stadium seats. So I go to a lot of stadiums, as you can tell. Got my Hawk shirt on, Forever 404, because today is April the 4th. It's 404 day in the A. That's an aside. I sit in a lot of stadiums. Like, my husband is a basketball coach. I am in bleachers and benches and stadium seats all the time. And they're uncomfortable, especially if you're in a higher up seat, them seats, okay? But to sit comfortably in the seat and not feeling like I'm spilling over or anything like that was a non-scale victory. Like, I just had more room. A few crossbodies. I also have some butt belts or belt bags that you can wear as crossbodies. And before, my little crossbodies, they was just barely hanging on. I could not even wear them as a crossbody. It just was looking crazy. My crossbody would stop right here at my boob. Like, what is that? But now with the crossbodies, like, it's actually going across my chest, under my boob, to my waist, and it looks how it's supposed to look. It's giving how it's supposed to give. So my crossbody bag, so that's letting me know that I've lost inches across my chest and my back and my shoulders so that I can get my crossbody bags on. And then jeans, my clothes. You saw in the last video, I tried on those size 14s. I bought those size 14s and they fit me just fine. I'm not in a phase though where I'm ready to buy new clothes or get rid of my old clothes, but because I can still fit them. And that's probably because I don't know if there's reverse body dysmorphia. I didn't know I was as big as I was. And so I was wearing clothes that probably were too tight or too small, or I was ready to go to the next size. And now those clothes fit, they're not too small yet. So I haven't really had the need to buy a lot of new clothes, but I did need to buy a pair of jeans while I was away. And then the last thing that I've learned is to respect my respect your restriction. Like, it's going to do the work, but don't be disrespectful of it. Like, I put a lot of investment into my surgery because I paid out of pocket. I put a lot of time into getting all of my pre-approvals. And so I need to respect my restriction and respect the decision that I made, which essentially means don't be out here now that I can pretty much eat whatever. Don't be out here eating whatever. And when you're full, you're full. And, don't try to push it. Don't try to stretch it. Don't test it. Respect the restriction. And that is kind of what I've learned. Drinking water and being hydrated, it definitely helps. I'm not sipping anymore. I had to stop sipping. So I'm taking more gulps of liquid. And sometimes, I gulp too fast and it hurts, but for the most part, I'm figuring out how to gulp and actually just drink fluid. And that is helping, but I can't drink and drink and drink and drink because then I get, it gets too full and it's just sitting there. So respect your restriction with eating, with liquids, all the things. Lastly, I will give you my weigh-in. So we are at week 6. And my starting weight or my highest weight was 299. 2 days before surgery in my doctor's office, I was 291. I weighed myself on surgery day, I was 288. As of 6 weeks post-op, I was 256. So I lost 2 pounds from last week. I'm counting it as a win since I was traveling and figuring this thing out as I went. So 2 pounds down from last week. So thank you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you at week 7. Peace.